So you want to learn about NARFE? Well, you've come to the right place. My name is Terry Ziddick, and I'm a member of NARFE here in Florida. More about my personal story later on. NARFE stands for the National Active and Retired Federal Employee Association. NARFE is a private, nonprofit, nonpartisan advocacy organization serving the financial interest of the federal civilian workforce, which for our purposes includes the U.S. Postal Service. Here at NARFE, we call the federal civilian workforce the federal family. The federal family in the United States consists of about 5.5 million members, made up of current workers, retirees collecting a pension or annuity, and survivors collecting a survivor benefit. There are over 307,000 members of the federal family in Florida alone. NARFE was established in 1921, and it has a presence in all 50 states and U.S. territories. And one bit of trivia, the average pension or annuity or survivor benefit is $32,375 at the last time it was calculated. Now, let me tell you what NARFE is not. Although the Internal Revenue Service classifies NARFE as a labor organization, it is not a union. It does not do what a union does. However, NARFE does occasionally form a partnership with unions or other advocacy organizations to present a united front to Congress on pending legislation where there is a mutual interest or concern. Now, if you are a member of a union, I recommend that you keep your union membership, but consider adding NARFE membership as an additional tool in your toolkit protecting your financial interests. NARFE's sole mission is to protect, promote, and enhance your federally earned employment benefits. Those benefits include your wages, health insurance, life insurance, thrift savings plan, pension, and survivor benefits. All of those benefits really constitute the compensation that the federal government provides to you in exchange for you working for the federal government. So if I use compensation later on in my presentation, I'm talking about your earned employment benefits. But there are several other benefits that also have to be taken into account. For example, there is Medicare, Social Security, and the cost of living adjustment. Although these benefits are not limited to the federal family, they are an integral part of the total benefits that the federal worker receives. There's the compensation package and these other benefits. Now, in order for NARFE to accomplish its mission, it does it in two ways. The first is through political advocacy or administrative advocacy and legal advocacy. For political advocacy, we go to Congress. Congress provides us with our compensation package and the other benefits that I talked about. We have expert advocates who travel to the Hill on a daily basis to try to form friendly working relationships with members of Congress and to present and promote our own legislative agenda. NARFE is very proud of the fact that it is considered to be very effective in this arena, and the key to its success is that it has maintained its nonpartisanship. It has friends on both sides of the aisle or both political parties, and this allows it to be able to get its legislative agenda considered very well. Administratively, NARFE works very closely with the Office of Personnel Management behind the scenes to try to make OPM more effective and efficient in its operations, especially as those operations relate to retirees. NARFE also has administrative advocacy responsibilities when it comes to the Thrift Savings Board. Most NARFE members don't know what I'm about to tell you, but NARFE actually sits on an advisory council that was created by Congress when it set up the Thrift Savings Program way back in the 1980s. This Executive Advisory Council makes recommendations to the Thrift Savings Board and has been instrumental in getting some of the changes to the TSP over the years, most recently the expansion of withdrawal options. And finally, there is legal advocacy. From time to time, state governments attempt to unfairly tax some of your benefits, mainly your pension. In those cases, NARFE does file a brief in court in support of the federal laws that basically prohibit state governments from discriminating against the federal pension. And those attacks by state government have basically failed over the years. The other way NARFE accomplishes its mission is through benefits assistance. In addition to advocates who go to the Hill, we also have experts on your compensation and the other benefits that I've been talking about. They understand them, they know them, and it is their function to assist and educate the members of NARFE so that they can receive the benefits that they have earned. They do that through webinars, written materials, and through personal contact. I have on occasion gone out and spoken to workers, current workers, and when I do that, I always warn them not to rely upon the advice of a co-worker, because experience has shown that that advice is almost always wrong. It's wrong because these benefits are very complex and confusing, and the NARFE experts understand that, but many individual workers do not. NARFE membership. How is it important? Well, first of all, NARFE members pay dues. Currently less than $50 per year. Most of NARFE's revenue do come from the receipt of the dues. But not only do NARFE members support the organization financially, they also constitute a source of human influence. NARFE members have the opportunity to participate in grassroots advocacy. With NARFE's assistance, help, and guidance, NARFE members write or call their members of Congress regarding current legislation. They attend town meetings, and they occasionally visit their representatives in their offices, either in Washington, D.C. or locally. NARFE membership is also important because when NARFE goes to Congress and talks to a member of Congress, Congress wants to know how many people are standing behind you when you speak to us. So the more people that NARFE has on its rolls, the louder its voice will be. Now, membership eligibility. NARFE is an all-employee, all-agency advocacy organization. If you work for the federal government in any civilian capacity, no matter what your job is, no matter how much you were paid, you are eligible for NARFE membership. I'll put it another way. If you work for the federal government and you are working towards qualifying for a pension when you retire, you can be a member of NARFE. If you have a spouse and you are going to give your spouse a survivor benefit, your spouse is eligible for membership. And if you have already retired and you are receiving a pension, you can be a member of NARFE. And if your spouse has the promise of that survivor benefit, that spouse can be a member of NARFE. So it's very broad. Now, once you join NARFE, you have the additional option of joining a local chapter for a more personal experience. The chapters consist of people who've already been there and done that. And so for a recent retiree, say moving to a new locale, your friends in your local chapter can provide you with assistance that you may need. The chapters typically hold periodic meetings. They're social in nature, and the camaraderie is apparent, and some people really like that experience as well. Now, if you join NARFE, there are other benefits. NARFE membership includes a subscription to its award-winning magazine, access to the printed materials that I previously mentioned, and an ever-growing library of webinars on topics of interest, as well as perks, the use of which can actually offset the cost of your annual membership. So it's a pretty good deal. Now, let me tell you my story briefly. At the end of 2010, I retired from the United States Department of Justice after working there for 34 years as an assistant United States attorney. 23 of those years I spent in management, but I still carried a caseload. I prosecuted a variety of cases, but eventually my personal favorites became fraud against the government, procurement fraud, and program fraud, such as defense contracting or Medicare. But by the time I had retired, and after 34 years, I still had never learned about NARFE. It wasn't until my last day on the job when I was walking out that my HR specialist handed me a packet of material about NARFE and told me I should join the organization. I took that material home. 2 months later, I opened up the package and read about it and read some other things, and I realized 3 things at that moment in time. First, I no longer had any official connection to the United States government except OPM. Second, in reviewing the materials, I learned that, contrary to my beliefs, that the benefits that I was receiving in retirement were not etched in stone. They could be changed. Congress could reduce the subsidy that it pays in support of the FEHB premium that I pay. It could change the COLA formula. Those things could result in a reduction in the benefits that I was receiving. And I didn't have anybody to advocate. So the third thing is, having nobody to advocate for me, I said, I should join NARFE. NARFE is the only organization that I'm aware of now that can help me. And so I joined. A couple of months later, I was assigned to South Tampa Chapter 109. A couple of months after that, I became its president. In 2017, I became president of the entire state of Florida with its 11,000 members. And I still hold both of those jobs. I've continued to support NARFE financially, and because I believe in what it is doing, and I think that it deserves my financial support. So what I say to you is join NARFE. Enjoy the advocacy, the benefits assistance, the magazine, the opportunity for grassroots advocacy, the perks, all of that stuff. The best way to join these days is to simply go to the NARFE website, NARFE.org, NARFE.org. There is an application there for membership. Fill it out. You can sign up online. If that doesn't work out for you, contact any member of NARFE, and that person will be able to assist you. So I want to thank you for accessing our website today and listening to this presentation. And I hope you join NARFE. Goodbye.